My fellow exiles. Spy here bringing you a new warrior build. It is a budget friendly but very viable build in game. It is for casual players from a console's perspective. Let's get into it. These are the maces I'm running. Now, because we are bypassing our mana pool and using life as our mana, you need life regenerations, a lot of it. Now, in this particular mace, we're using grants for life per enemy hit. And then in the other mace, we're using leech. On our boots, we have flat life regeneration per second. And as you can see, all my soul cores are increased maximum life. Now for the chest piece, this is very important. You also need, once again, life regeneration. But outside of the belt that I acquired from a Pinnacle boss, everything is rare and it is budget friendly considering the state of the market. Now, the one thing that I did do with the rings is just have more of a focus on physical damage. Took out a lot of elemental damage so that I could leech, paired very well with leech, and pull back in more life regeneration. Let's get into the skills. Earthquake is our main damage. Now, as you can see, it's level 39, so again, hinting you need a lot of life regeneration. These are the support gems that I'm using. Now, I use Lightning Infusion, obviously, to proc Herald of Thunder for better map clear. These are the other support gems. Now, I use Rage because Rage is a very underutilized but uh, incredibly effective for increasing your damage, and it is a multiplicative, and I highly recommend this particular support gem. We use Infernal Cry to again increase our damage. Seismic Cry pairs beautifully with our boss killer, Hammer of the Gods, because during a heavy stunned enemy, you can proc Seismic Cry and gives us an extra hammer. Now, then that pairs beautifully with Second Wind, which gives us another hammer of the gods, which totals 4 hammers that potentially can be dropped. Now, the twist to this build is Blasphemy, which is a meta gem, which allows us to apply Temporal Chains. But instead of using mana, it switches it to now it costs Spirit. Now, it costs a lot of Spirit, so do keep that in mind. I have 196 Spirit. You're going to need I'm sorry, I have 198. You're going to need obviously 196 to get this version of the build going. These are the support gems that I use with Temporal Chains. Now again, because this build is so uh, mana dependent and we're bypassing our mana pool and using life, again, we need as much life regeneration as we can possibly get. So this is why we use Time of Need, and it pairs beautifully with Fast Forward, which allows a awesome life regeneration instantly. These are the other support gems that go along with the theme. These are the two best that I think are in slot: Cannibalism and Herbalism. Come down here again. This pairs beautifully with our build, Overwhelming Presence. This is also a very stun, breaking armor heavy build as well. And we have Herald of Thunder here. This is the support gems that I'm using with Herald of Thunder. Now you see Herald of Ice down here, but I'm not using it. It was just something I was tinkering around with. This is our skill tree. These are the Ascendancy nodes I chose to use because they pair beautifully with the build. We come over here, and again, we're getting more life regeneration and then more maximum life. Now, these are the must-have skill nodes that you'll need to run in order to make Earthquake effective. Now, what really pairs beautifully with Temporal Chains is these skill nodes right here. Some of the support gems that I'm running, as you can see, life regeneration and increasing damage. And then we come over here, and these are very important jewels that we're also using. Now, what you'll notice here is the aura is 8% and my curse effect is 25. To keep it budget friendly, you don't need 10 increase effective auras. You can start off with 7 and 8 and just kind of move up whenever you have the currency and or it's available. Uh, I would suggest 7 or 8, but then have a very high focus on area of effective curses and keeping it above 20%. This build really started to feel good when I got it above 5 meters in area. And what you can see here is my curse radius is 5.6. This is what I was talking about. It didn't start to really feel good until I got it like above 5. And then, as you can see, the curse effect modifier is 75%. Now, this also pairs very well with the gloves over here. I forgot to show you this. Now, as you'll see, it's debuffs you inflict have 25% increased slow magnitude, which again pairs beautifully with temporal chains. Back to the passive skill tree. Um, the awesome thing about this build is that it has a lot of room for growth in both damage and survivability. I just wanted to put something together that was, again, budget friendly and showcase it. Now, this was by far the most expensive. Well, I wouldn't say by far, but it was the most expensive jewel that I socketed. And you'll see here it has zone control, which gives us this awesome node that really pairs well with the build, and then I paired it with Unforgiven right over here, right? And then you come down, and Unforgiven, gives us uh, more time up on our rage. So I thought that was a really awesome pairing. And just thought it was best in slot for what I was trying to do. Now you don't need this good uh, of a jewel. However, I do recommend getting some form of it. Um, just so you can, because we're using Giant's Blood and we need to meet that threshold, it's very important that you get this jewel for the build, or unless you can come up with something else that will meet the demands of Giant's Blood here. So that's the build. I hope you enjoy it. If you have any suggestions, please feel free to, improving the build. Feel free to sound off in the comments and tell me what you think. I know a lot of people don't particularly like the state of the warrior I tend to agree with a lot of the arguments. However, I just wanted to show that, you can make a warrior build that is viable in in-game without any broken mechanics and or shield for, survivability and etc.